Coming up tonight on YCN News, patients of New Hampshire's Newport Health Center must go to an alternate location until the end of this month. Vermont State Police report a major burglary ring has been broken up. And we'll learn about the upcoming Green Mountain Film Festival. For more news, weather, and sports, it's time for YCN, your local view.
Now, your daily digest of the Dartmouth Lake Sunapee region, southern Vermont, and Windsor County. News, sports, weather, and all that is happening in our area. The news on YCN, your local view.
Good evening, and welcome to this Thursday edition of YCN News. I'm Rose Spillman. This year's long winter season is impacting area residents in many ways, including patients who receive care at the New Hampshire's Newport Health Center. Until the end of this month, NHC patients will need to go to the center's affiliate, New London Hospital, for health care. Patients will be able to meet with their regular medical staff, just in a different location. New London Hospital Vice President of Community Relations and Development, Karen Zurheide, explains why.
Our Newport Health Center is closed until Monday, March 31st due to water damage, for which we have repairs underway. In the meantime, our Newport patients can be seen at our New London Hospital facilities. Patients should still call 863-4100 for appointments or for other information. And as always, we thank the community for its support.
Zurheide says the hospital's concierge and volunteers will greet Newport patients and all visitors in the hospital's main lobby. Patients will be assisted as needed to find their doctors and keep medical appointments. Transportation to and from New London Hospital also can be arranged. On behalf of the hospital, Zurheide thanks the New London community for their patience during this time as well. The change from winter to spring, no matter how slow it may seem, has some advantages. Take the start of maple sugaring season. At the recent Home Life Expo in Hanover, West Lebanon Feed and Supply's Molly O'Dwyer talks about supplies needed to make your own maple syrup.
We're at the Home Life Expo in Hanover, New Hampshire, and we're talking with Molly O'Dwyer from West Lebanon Feed and Supply. She's going to tell us all about maple syrup and the supplies we need to do it at home. Thank you, Molly. You're the expert on maple syrup, and if we're doing maple syrup, it means it's almost spring. So that's great. So talk a little bit, what do we need to wait for before we can start tapping trees?
Well, it usually needs to be a certain warm temperature in the daytime and colder at night.
Okay.
So that sometimes there's a short window of time, but it's getting to be that time.
It is, yes. The sun's a little bit higher in the sky, and that warms up the day a little bit more.
Yeah,
Get that sap running, yeah. So what kind of things would we need if we were just going to start to do this in our own backyard?
Well, we have good stuff to just start you off for backyard sugaring. We also have a couple employees that are really well knowledgeable about it. So the staff is always willing to help. We have buckets that are usually 1.5 to 2 gallon buckets that you hang from the tree. Lids so that you can keep debris and stuff out of the bucket. And we also have the taps, different taps, plastic and metal.
Yeah.
We carry a little bit of mainline tubing for people that are doing a little bit more supply.
Okay, yeah. So it's not too much. It doesn't sound like a ton of material, and like you said, you've got the knowledgeable staff people
I
that can help you figure it out.
people think it's intimidating to start.
Agreed, yes.
Yeah, but we're a good local store. Usually there's people available to chat about it.
Okay, and you were telling a little bit off camera, you've got a grading system chart.
Yeah, we sell a grading system kit, so you can grade the syrup and compare it with the chart that you can buy.
Okay, so you know if it's grade A, B, C.
Right, or light amber, or you can compare it with that.
Good, okay. And then how about cooktop? Do you have things that you can use to actually boil down?
Yep, we carry a couple different stainless steel pans in a couple sizes depending on how much you're doing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Well, West Lebanon Feed and Supply is the place to go. Knowledgeable people and all the gear you need for sugaring. Thank you, Molly.
A major burglary ring has been broken up in Vermont, State Police report. 4 Barre, Vermont residents are under arrest on charges of burglary, stemming from a homeowner's finding the suspects at his home on Reservoir Hill Road in Reigate. On Wednesday, around 6:20 p.m., state troopers responded to a report of a burglary in progress at the home of 53-year-old Thomas Quackenbush of Reigate, Vermont. Quackenbush told police he saw 23-year-old Crystal Barney, 21-year-old Nelson Barney, 19-year-old Mariah Benway, and 24-year-old Daniel Wilder taking items from his home. The four fled the scene on foot after their vehicle got stuck in a snowbank. Police found the suspects a short distance away. They were taken into custody without incident, police report. All are being held at the Northeast Regional Correctional Center in St. Johnsbury. Nelson and Mariah Benway and Daniel Wilder are being held on $15,000 bail. Bail was set for Benway at $12,000. All are charged with burglary, grand larceny, possession of stolen property, and unlawful mischief. About $4,000 worth of stolen property was found on the suspects' bodies or in the car. As a result of the investigation into the burglary at Quackenbush's home, troopers recovered more allegedly stolen property from the car in which the four suspects traveled on Wednesday. Found items include a Nikon camera, binoculars, and several DVD players. State police are asking anyone who may have been a victim of a theft in the area of Barrie, Orange, Groton, Reigate, Wells River, or Newbury to contact a Vermont police barracks. Wells River and Newbury lie close to the New Hampshire state line. When YCN News returns, we'll continue with more news.
The YCN News continues in a moment.
Welcome back to YCN News. I'm Rose Spillman. What's old could become new again, depending on Sunapee residents' thoughts on the old Abbott Library building. Townspeople are invited on Monday, March 31st to the Sherburne Gym for a visioning session. The meeting begins at 7 p.m. A new library building is under construction, approved earlier by voters at town meeting. It will be built near the existing building. Sunapee residents are encouraged to bring their hopes and dreams for what the current Abbott Library building can become. On a related note, Sunapee selectmen issued a press release earlier this month regarding the sale or lease of the current Abbott Library building. No decisions have been made yet as to the sale or lease of the building. The board issued the statement in reaction to an ad placed in local media by the Sunapee Tax Watch fiscal agent, John Augustine. Select board members want the public to know that no decisions have yet been made regarding the building's future. Augustine had no authority to solicit on behalf of the town or town manager any proposals regarding the existing library structure's fate. The board apologized publicly to anyone who may have spent time and energy drafting a proposal for the site and building's reuse. Meanwhile, incumbent select board member Sue Gottling defeated Augustine for a seat on that board on town meeting day, March 11th. Gottling received 370 votes compared to Augustine's 270. To help Unity residents who are registered to vote during Saturday's annual school district meeting, childcare will be available. Children can be brought beginning at 9 a.m. to the Disnard Elementary School on Hanover Street in Claremont. Snacks will be provided. Parents are asked to pack a lunch for their child. Several Unity teachers will be hosting the daycare, providing fun and educational activities for the youngsters. Saturday's vote on the school budget, including a $2.75 million bond request by the school board to voters. Much is at stake for Unity residents, school staff's jobs, and the town's school-age population regarding this vote. Residents are asked to begin arriving at 9 a.m. for the meeting, which will be held in the Claremont Opera House. Parking near the Opera House is available and more parking places exist in the Claremont's downtown. A shuttle bus will leave Unity Town Hall beginning at 9 a.m. for residents who need or want public transportation. Residents will return by bus to Unity at the close of the meeting. The bond vote is the first vote during this year's annual school district meeting. YCN News will bring you continued coverage of this meeting's results. This week, I took a trip up to Montpelier, Vermont to learn about the upcoming Green Mountain Film Festival. Let's take a look at my interview with the festival's coordinator, Rochelle Murphy, to learn more.
My name is Rochelle Murphy. I'm the coordinator for the Green Mountain Film Festival, which takes place in Montpelier, Vermont from March 21st to March 30th. It's a 10-day festival. There are films every single day. The film festival, this is actually our 17th year for the film festival, and it just got started because there was a bunch of cinephiles, film lovers in town, and they just kind of got together and put this festival on, and it's just taken off ever since. This year we have 72 films from 31 different countries, so we're really proud of that too, because it's a really good mud season vacation away from just your local community. You get to come here and see films from all over the world, and our theme this year is The World Comes to You. And that has been a running theme for the last 16 years, and we're finally starting to embrace our roots of showing a lot of foreign films. The highlights for this year, we have just a wonderful amount of special guests that are coming in with Chill Vermont, which is a gelato company just right down here in downtown Montpelier. And they're coming with a film called Sweet Dreams. The movie Sweet Dreams is about Rwandan women who kind of band together and start the very first ice cream shop in Rwanda. And so we're doing, just a gelato tasting so you can kind of get the whole experience. And we do have another special event, the Spielpalast Cabaret, which is out of Burlington, Vermont. They're actually going to come down and put on a cabaret performance during a film, which I know sounds a little weird, but the premise is we're showing a late 1920s German film called Pandora's Box. It's silent, and it's actually about Louise Brooks, the very famous actress, the It Girl from the 20s, joins a cabaret in the film, and so what they're going to do is perform around the film, so before, during the intermission, and then afterwards. So it really gives you kind of like a 3D sensory experience with burlesque and cabaret, and that's super exciting because we haven't done anything like that before, and I actually haven't seen that at a film festival before. We're really excited about Bela Fleck, who is a world-renowned banjo musician. He made a documentary called How to Write a Banjo Concerto, in which he wrote a banjo concerto and was performed by a symphony orchestra. And he's actually coming here with his film. So we're showing the film. He's going to do a short 30-minute performance and then do a question and answer session. And there's just so much stuff. I mean, there's really something for everyone, which is just the reason why I think the festival is as successful as it is.
Thanks for tuning in. Please like us on Facebook at YCN News Now and follow us at Twitter at YCN Now.
The YCN News continues in a moment. YCN is now better to see with HD TV, over the air and on cable with 2 HD channels and online. In addition to our TDS 13 and Comcast 20 and 21, you can also find us at Comcast HD 712 and HD 713. Our award-winning local programs are all in high definition, complemented by our 4 program networks: Outside Television, Retro TV, Tough TV, and PBJ. YCN is your local view.
Welcome back to YCN News. I'm Rose Spillman. Now Matt McDonald will have a look at our weather for the next 5 days, and he'll take a look at some local college sports.
Thanks, Rose. Tomorrow will be partly cloudy with a high of 41 degrees and lows in the 20s. Saturday, we're expecting some mixed precipitation, so be cautious when traveling. Highs will be in the 40s with a low of 20 degrees. Sunday will have a high of 40 with lows around 11 degrees. Monday temperatures will drop to highs in the 20s and a low of 8 degrees, so be sure to dress warm. Tuesday temperatures will be up again to bring a high of 36 degrees with lows in the 20s. And now let's look at the northeastern and national radar maps. And now let's look at our community calendar. In Bellows Falls, Vermont, a farmers market will be held at 4 p.m. at the train station tomorrow. The Sunapee Methodist Church will have a coffee house Friday at 7 p.m. featuring Dublin-born singer, folklorist, and humorist Tom O'Carroll. Remember, you can submit local events from your community by sending them to news@ycnnow.com.
And now let's look at the Snow Country Report with Hallie O'Brien.
Hallie O'Brien here at Loon Mountain in New Hampshire, where the spring skiing and riding is at its finest and most entertaining. This is a front row seat if I ever saw one. See, Loon is known for their terrain parks. They've got a full progression from beginner boxes to these big booters behind me. And they've got a full calendar of events, starting with Spring Sanity this weekend, the Battle of the Bumps competition, and the Cardboard Box Derby. It is such a good time.
We've got deep winter snow at the mountains nearby and crazy springtime events like pond skimming at Pat's Peak on Saturday. Mark your calendars for the weekend of April 5th at Mount Sunapee. Huge concert on Saturday with intergalactic cardboard sled races on Sunday. Whaleback's done for skiing and riding, but it's motor mayhem this weekend where the snowmobiles and monster trucks will take on the deep snow.
Why do you love Loon?
The park, the bunion room, conditions, the people, everything's great.
It's a great place because everybody's happy and everybody's having fun.
Happy, having fun.
I like seeing double black diamonds.
You do? Mm-hmm. That must mean you are extremely good.
Vermont's ski season is ready to go well into April. Okemo has spring barbecues and live music at their Sugar House on Saturday. Bromley's Spring Fling is loaded with good times Saturday, starting with the cardboard box race. They'll have a Hawaiian barbecue and they'll wrap things up with, you guessed it, pond skimming.
Head over to snowcountry.com for more information and enjoy the spring skiing. We'll see you next time.
And now let's look at college sports. UNH is having its big hockey game tomorrow night in Boston at the TD Garden at 8 p.m. YCN will have the results from this game on Monday. Last night, UVM played against Georgia State in Georgia. They were hoping to be victorious after their loss in Albany. Unfortunately, UVM lost another game. They were defeated 63-56. It was a close game for most of the game, with UVM surpassing Georgia, who was slightly ahead most of the game. By the fourth quarter, the UVM Catamounts lost their steam. It was an exciting game regardless. Colby Sawyer is hosting a women's lacrosse game tonight against Utica College at 4 p.m. We'll bring you the results tomorrow.